Welcome to GA235 Corporate Identity. This is week 7. This week we are going to discuss branding or designing brand identity applications, advertising, and promotional design. The objective for this week is to better understand the characteristics, structure, and design considerations of advertising campaigns and promotional designs. Key terms and concepts: public service advertising, unconventional advertising, television advertising, digital advertising, and brand needs. More key terms: advertising campaigns, promotional design, cause-related marketing, digital advertising, web films, specialty websites, and ad blogs. Advertising the brand. Today, the technological advances one brand may have over its competitors are copied more easily and faster than a few years ago. Sometimes the only true difference between rival products is the content and form of their advertising image. From now on, advertising is an intrinsic part of the product itself. As we could see, for instance, two major rivals, Coke and Pepsi, they both have the exact same type of technological advantages, and the main difference just comes down to the creative ideas that are used and how effective and engaging that content can be to the viewer in order to get them to purchase the product. So within the advertising brand, we have identification graphics and advertising and promotional design. So the difference is, what we went over last week was the identification graphics. These are all the graphics that are used through communication to both business and consumer. However, these are more I guess you could say it's a branding package. It's not advertising, but it's basically materials that have the branded image on them so that the user of those knows that it comes from the company. However, the difference between that and advertising promotional design is basically trying to promote one of their products. It's the actual advertising of the brand and the product itself. As you can see between here, on the left we have the Vivo company. That's all of their identification graphics, letterhead, envelopes, business cards, things like that. However, on the other side, that is advertisements to the consumers to buy the product. So that's where the more creativity comes into play. Yes, of course, you're still going to have the logo and the name and the fonts and stuff like that, but you're going to have just a bigger idea, and you have a little bit more creative spark to be able to try to get across that message. The definition of advertising is the generation and creation of specific visual and verbal messages constructed to inform, persuade, promote, provoke, or motivate people on behalf of a brand or a group. So to advert them to buy the product. So why advertise? Advertising and promotional design causes the heavier promotion to buy a brand. Advertising causes the heavier promotion to support a group or social cause. So for instance, you have to get your message in front of people so that they are reminded that you are there and this is an option for you to buy. So for instance, Pizza Hut would come up with a message like this, where they have some sort of promotion that says we get 2 medium pizzas with 1 topping for $5.99 each, right? So if that is a better deal than another competitor like Domino's or so, then by giving that message out through websites or television or radio, print, things like that, it makes the audience aware, and it might make them convinced to be able to go and purchase that product. One new thing is the iPhone 10, I think, just came out. I think it might have come out on the day I'm making this recording, actually. So how did people know about this? Well, that would be Apple putting different types of advertisements together to get that messaging in front of all of its customers and also potential customers, to let people know that this phone is coming out and to get yours, right? And so with this fairly simple type of ad for the iPhone 10, all it does is just say the name of it and shows a picture of the product. With Apple products and some of those really popular products, you don't even really need to say much as just to show the product and say the name. But in this case, it would be helpful to say something like "get yours on November 3rd" or something, or a date, and that gives the viewer a little bit more information on when they can actually go and purchase it, especially for a hot product like that might sell out really quick. They might want to tell people where they could find it and when. Harmony in branding. The advertising agency should be working from a similar strategy as the branding group. Okay, so this also has to do with the examples we see here. These are what they call cereal ads, and not cereal as in breakfast cereal, but cereal in the sense that there's a variety of them, all within the same type of content, message, idea, in a sense. As you could kind of see with here, these all have a similar visual look to them, and they all say express your creative side, and they all are using technology to make up a hand, more specifically different hand gestures. So these would be considered a cereal ad because they all have one theme that's consistent, and they all kind of take that theme and have their own spin on it, right? And they're all, so this is something that we see a lot in advertising as well, and you could probably think of a few TV commercials that are all within the same theme that you've seen recently, and because it's a popular thing to do. But also, just overall, advertising should be harmonious with the brand, as in it needs to stay within the boundaries of what that brand is. Objectives of brand identity and advertising. Both the brand identity and advertising act to differentiate the brand or group from the competition in the marketplace, foster perception of the brand or group as possessing quality, keep the brand or group thriving, that is, anticipate trends, ensure sustainability, and periodically revitalize or even reincarnate the brand. Here's an example for Hewlett-Packard selling computers on Cyber Monday versus all the other competitors like Dell and Apple and all the other ones that are also selling computers on Cyber Monday. How are they going to distinguish themselves to try to get people to buy their product as opposed to all the other computers? Well, as you can kind of see here, 4 days only. Maybe some of the other companies might only be having a sale on Cyber Monday that one day. This one is 4 days only, so it spans over across 4 days, so you don't necessarily have to make your purchase on that Monday. Also save up to 60% off. So that right there shows how much that you can actually save from the product.